What is up, everyone? Chaotix here, and I'm bringing you an update video on a little bit of occurrence of stuff that's going to be happening for this week, as well as the beginning of November, and some information about things that's been going on behind the scenes of the Chaotic Fusion Studios. It's not much of a studio, it's a room, but whatever, we kind of roll with it. So, first and foremost, for this week of October, on Wednesday, October 10th, there will not be any videos, mainly because I will be taking care of some personal things with myself, and I'm just going to take that day off. So I'm letting you guys know ahead of advance of what's going on for that. Aside from that, videos should be back on schedule on Thursday, as well as I know we didn't have a Street Fighter video only because I was doing a big mass upload for a project for October. So that is actually, at the time of me making this video, all those videos have already been uploaded and ready to go. It's just all being scheduled out for the rest of October. So we have that. As far as the first week of November is concerned, when I pull up the calendar anyway, yeah, the November 1st is on a Thursday. There will not be any videos from November 1st all the way to November 4th. Videos will go back up on the channel on November 5th. The reason for the big, I would say a big hiatus or not, but for those few days, I actually won't be home for those days. I will be at an anime convention, and I will basically just be, it's going to kind of be like my little mini break from everything. So I will be gone again from November 1st. Well, the con starts on November 2nd, but I will be gone on the 1st because that's also kind of a day for me to kind of be on my own for a little bit. But from the 2nd to the 4th, I will be at convention, and on the 5th, well, actually on the 4th, I'll be back home, but on the 5th, videos will be going back up as scheduled. Aside from that, I think the only day that's a possibility of me not having a video up will probably be on November 22nd, which is also Thanksgiving. It's kind of another personal day for me personally. A lot of personal days happening, but that is kind of a hit or miss. I'm not sure if I'm exactly not going to have a video that day or I will. We'll play that one by ear of exactly see how I feel when that time comes. Aside from that, everything should be good. I am doing a lot of mass recordings only because between the end of October to all of November and through December, I kind of like to take my fall / beginning of winter break. This is nothing new for anyone that's been across the channel. I will still be around. I just want everything to kind of be done. Aside from all the series that I'm working on, and any other projects that I have going on in the background. So I do want to at least let you guys know what's going on with that much is starting. I will still be here, and I actually have a few ideas. I'm probably going to cut the break a little bit shorter than usual that I normally do, only because I've actually been taking breaks throughout summer and whatnot. But I don't think any of you guys really noticed because, again, I've had content, and I've literally been on the channel responding and talking to you guys as much as I possibly can. Aside from that, as we talk about projects, I did have a surprise project for October, but unfortunately, I kept running into copyright issues. So I've actually moved this project over to Twitch. Now I know Twitch is for streaming and whatnot, but if they were allowing me to upload videos to Twitch, then I'm going to use that functionality. And with that being said, you guys can go right now to see the first episode of Resident Evil Revelations. Originally, I was going to have this go up the same day that Bloodstain went up, but unfortunately, I kept running into copyright issues, and it was a headache, and I just was like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with that shit. So I went to Twitch, went over there, no problems. No problem. And what's so weird is, it kept it kept hitting me for content for a cutscene that I have. I'm just, it's annoying, especially because I played the demo. Demo has no issues. I don't know, but if you guys want to watch that, it's going to be on Twitch only. I'll have a link to the playlist in the description below here, so you guys can go check it out there. With all the little headaches, I'm a little bit behind on that because I actually wanted to have more episodes up by now. So just bear with me. There will be more. Hopefully, before this upcoming weekend, there should be more episodes ready to go and most likely been live. They do go up on a kind of a weird premiere thing. I don't really understand how that stuff works, but when I make a video live, it's like premiere. It's like it's premiering now and whatnot. Twitch did say that they're actually going to take that functionality away, I think, but I still have it because it was supposed to be gone on September 22nd, and here we are in October, and I still have it. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to get these videos up as soon as possible to get that experience done. For anyone that's kind of upset that it's not on YouTube, I'm sorry, but I'm not dealing with that issue. And it's stupid, and it shouldn't even be a thing, but hey, here we are, still dealing with crap like that. So, yeah. But like I said, I'll have the link to the playlist in the description below. If you want to follow me on Twitch, I'll have a link to my Twitch channel, and you can follow me there. So when videos go live, you get notifications for that. You know, notification actually works, unlike YouTube's notifications. Yay. But, there is that. As far as, there's something else I want to talk to you guys about, and I think it's probably about Octopath Traveler. I know I did say I was going to do that game at some given point. I honestly feel like you probably are going to see that maybe in November or December. Only because we got Mega Man 11 that I'm working on. As soon as... You know what, by the time you guys are seeing this video, I'm most likely already starting to work on Mega Man 11, which got things to say about that already. And on top of that, I have another project that I'm going to be working on. And as those two are coming to the end, I will most likely be working on Octopath Traveler, because literally, from what I can tell you guys now, and I'm probably going to be reiterating myself when I start doing those videos, is the fact that the very beginning of that game is basically the demos all over again. So it's me kind of trekking my way through, but there are some weird differences that I don't think anyone's ever pointed out with this game. So there is that. And for anyone that's kind of curious of where I'm at in Octopath Traveler, I think I'm only in chapter 1, and I've only gotten 6 of the 8 characters so far. And it's basically been the same, but I'm starting over when I do this playthrough, because the first chapters are only going to be the things that I know about. Everything else that's aside from the first chapter, I've personally have not gone into, just so I don't have any kind of spoilers or spoil the game, or know more about the game than I should know about, whatever. So everything from chapter 2 onward, I know shit about. I don't know anything, and I want to keep it that way. But as far as when I start the project up, the reason why I'm starting it up, I don't like having a time limit when I start a game, especially if it's on the demo. 3 hours is nothing to me. So when I start this game, I want to have the liberty to actually play an RPG the way that I play an RPG, if that makes sense. But like I said, that should be coming. I want to guesstimate that that's probably going to be like mid-November or early December, most likely going into next year. Speaking about next year, I do have 2 to 3 projects that I want to start doing next year, but at the same time, I want to do something that I've been wanting to do. I wanted to do it this year, actually, but time did not allow for it, especially with all the stuff that I was dealing with behind the scenes. But I do want to play some games that you guys have recommended for me, and I know there's been a few of them, and I had a list. I had a list of games that people have recommended, or at least sent to my attention. Like, I think there was Thumper, there was there's a space shooter, a smuck game that I can't think of, but I have it on my PSN wish list. There was like some kind of weird puzzle platformer game that I can't think of. I'm gonna have to go back in time and look at some comments just to see where it's at. And there was a few other games as well that I can't think of right now, and I need to find that list. But I want to, for next year, try to do some games that you guys are suggesting for me to play and whatnot. I did find a lot of those games really interesting because someone mentioned that I should do Fez, and that might actually go over on Twitch, to be perfectly honest. But it did remind me like that was something that I wanted to do for next year. So it's kind of like, hey, I am listening to you guys, and these are games that I did find quite interesting. It was just, for the most part, there was so many games, like there's even games coming out next year that I'm super excited for. I think the last two games that I'm really looking forward to, one is Persona 5 and 3 Dancing All Night games, which I'm going to get the Persona 4 because I got the whole big bundle of that. So I'm looking forward to playing that game. Which is probably going to be on Twitch because it's a rhythm game. But aside from that, there's another game that I'm really, really looking forward to. It also comes out in December, and it's going to be it's a game that's special to the channel. I'm not going to go into it right now. I'll talk about it when that game actually comes out because I'm getting it on day one, and I will most likely have a video on day one. So we have that. Trying to think if there's anything else, but no, like there was just so many games that came out. Like I want to do Spider-Man for the channel at some point because that game is fucking amazing. But I'm also waiting for the apparent DLC that's coming to that game at some given point. I just don't know when that's going to actually drop or happen. We have Devil May Cry 5 that's coming out, which I'm like, I want to play that so badly, but I also want to play DMC, the game that no one likes, apparently, but it's supposed to be really fucking fun. There's that. We also have Cuphead, and that's going to be continuing on next year at some given point. There's more information about that during the Cuphead playthrough, so I'll just let that trickle out as that thing goes on for every other Saturday. I'm trying to think what else. I don't think there's anything else that's been announced that I'm looking forward to playing. And I know that, and I don't know if PlayStation's having the PlayStation Experience thing, but if they do, they're probably gonna announce things. I'm being very cautious because there's another game that I'm looking forward to. That's that Samurai game. There's one from Software too that I'm looking forward to as well. Look, this is a lot of games that I'm actually looking forward to playing to. And then also next year we have Kingdom Hearts 3 that's finally coming out, that I don't even know if it's going to get delayed again. And then there's the possibility, I say it's like a 1% chance that we're ever going to hear anything from Final Fantasy VII Remake. But on that note, the Switch is actually able to get Final Fantasy VII, which is my personal favorite Final Fantasy of all time. And it's been a game that I really want to do on my channel. And there's a good possibility that we might see that next year. It really just depends on what the hell happens. But there are a few games at the beginning of next year that I'm looking forward to. As far as the rest of next year, it's like an oasis. Like, there's nothing that I know about that's coming out, like, later on. Like, all the games that I pretty much announced are coming between January and mid-March. So, as long as there's nothing else that's coming out, that leaves me with a whole bunch of free time to either do backlog games or the games that you guys have suggested for me to play at some given point. So I figured that'd be the best time for that. I think the only other game that I'm thinking about picking up again is the Mega Man Legends. Because I have Legends 1 and I have Legends 2. And I think that'd be pretty cool to go through that game. But aside from that, I have nothing. This is actually, 2019 is the year that I actually have nothing planned for as far as content, except for the things that I'm already currently working on, which is probably going to bleed over to 2019. But aside from that, like the later half, like actually from mid-beginning of 2019 all the way to the end, have nothing. I have nothing, and nothing's been announced that's really excited me. Oh shit, there's one thing. There's one game that's coming out that I'm gonna be looking hella forward to. That's gonna be No More Heroes. But aside from that, nothing else. So I'm like, I might actually get to do some of the things that I've been wanting to do for the past 2 years. So, yeah, I think that's everything that I actually want to talk to you guys about. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I wasn't really looking at the time, but yeah. Just to reiterate on some high notes, November 10th, which is this upcoming Wednesday, there won't be any videos. Taking a personal day. Then the beginning of November, first day is going to be personal. The next few days I'm going to be at a con, and then everything's back to schedule again. I should have videos going out throughout the entirety of the rest of the year. Aside from that, there's a few games that I'm excited for, but in fact, you know what? I'll put it to you guys this way. If there was any games that you guys have, recommended or think that I should try or take a look at or whatnot, please leave it in the comment below. Just make a big list. That might help me out because, again, I have so much information on this computer of different things that I'm working on that sometimes stuff gets kind of buried until I start cleaning stuff out, and I haven't come across this list, and I'm actually kind of afraid that I might delete it, to be perfectly honest with you guys. It's a possibility. It might have happened. These things do happen every once in a while in the studio of Chaotic Fusion. It's crazy here. But aside from that, yeah, if you wouldn't be, if you be so, oh god, I can't speak now. If you'd be so kind to just like leave a few games, if you suggested games in the future, I mean in the past, just reiterate them. That way I can have them hard locked to something, and it's been like, bam. Because I'm pretty sure I made a list. I just don't know what the fuck's that. But, yeah. And like I said, at the end, basically, 2019 is looking pretty bare for me on content, so this would be the perfect time to implement something that I wanted to do 2 years ago. Sorry for the long wait, guys, but these things happen. And like I said, also, Resident Evil Revelations is going to be on Twitch. The first video is basically the layout for how I do YouTube. I do have a different layout for Twitch, so episode 2 onward, it's going to have the Twitch silification. Silification is not a word. Whatever. It's going to be proper. I'll put it that way. It's going to be much like how YouTube is. It's just going to have a different kind of thing for it. Aside from that, that should be everything. Oh, there's one other thing. There's one other thing that's going to be going over to Twitch as well. Because I was waiting for see what Twitch was going to do to the whole video thing. But considering that I still upload videos and I still think I'm pretty much good for that, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be moved over to Twitch. That's another series that gets hit with copyright claims from Nintendo. And I mean, it's fucking ridiculous when I get hit with copyright claims with Nintendo, because literally I have one video that's hit 8 times. 8 times. Why? I don't get it. But whatever. I actually have been re-uploading those videos over to Twitch, so like the first 50-something parts of it is going to be over there, and then I will continue over. Also, the big hope is that in 2019, I would have my internet thing all fixed out, so I would actually be able to stream, because I want to stream that game. There's a few other Nintendo games that I would actually just rather stream, and they will all just be archived over there. I would also have a backup archive on my own computer of all the streams and stuff like that. But that's something that's going to be later on in the future. Right now, that's a little too far in the future for me to be thinking about, but it's something that I want to achieve down the line, basically. But that should be all the information. But yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I know it's a little bit out of the norm, but I at least wanted to keep you guys updated on what's going on. And aside from that, like always, I hope you have yourself a safe and fantastic day. Please stay cooly out there. Make good life decisions or good life choices. Either one would be cool with me. And I will look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. But until then, Later.